everybody.
I wish I could just put this live from the minute that we start talking for the show. Due to the fact that I tuned in and all I've got is my mum walking around the living room going, "Hey, Timmy, where are you? Hey, Sarah."
Oh, thank you.
First off the post, birthday boy, happy birthday. You'll be in the shout out later. Hi, Alistair from Australia. You're up early. Yes, so welcome aboard the Lucy Show. Oh, hang on, let me put my phone on silent. How unprofessional, something Mum would do. I'm Lucy, and this is producer Chris, and this is the Lucy Show. It's a nice, gentle dabble. Other way.
No, what have you say?
There we go. That's the other way. Hiya. So yes, I am an international driver. So wherever I am, I tune in, and my mother is back home in the Shire of Devon, and catch up with myself, catch up with Mum, and then what you're all here for is because you just want to know what's gone on in the local village forums recently, you nosy buggers. And then because it shouldn't be wasted on kids, we've got the birthday corner, and then the most amazing meeting of minds. My mum and I discuss what we've been watching on TV and listening on radio. Which is becoming quite quickly my favourite part of the show. If you haven't seen the depths of which I will go into describing sci-fi, wait till you hear Mum discuss Scandinavian murders. So yes, we've got that from Al, and then hang on, let me just turn the phone down and then make sure that I got everybody tuning in. So we've got the original format from my brother. Hi Mum, hi Ray, hi to Mum's sidekick, and welcome to the Christine Show. Yes, thank you. Never gets boring, that one.
There
we go.
You're just going to have to excuse me for just a second. I will be back. I'll be quick.
Yeah. Mum's got a little bit of animal husbandry to look after there. You should have seen basically as I was doing the countdown, Wayne's World style, and 3, 2. Willow went to use the toilet, so Mum's had to go and change that. Obviously, animals come first before broadcasting. We've got morning all from Farmer Ed. Morning, Ed. How are you doing, darling? All the way from America. Hi, Lucy and Mum. Hey, Jess. Mwah. I hope Sophie knows she was in the birthday shout out last week. And it's 6 a.m. here at Love Daylight Savings. I could never work out who goes what time. So, Al, have you just gone back? Because our clocks have just gone back, and Jess, yours aren't going to go back for a while. So we're covering all corners of the globe here. So if we try and start a little bit sentiment, and bring up the fancy banners, considering we've got them. I know this is I matched the banner with my cardigan. This is one of my comfiest cardigans. It's quite cold and dank here, so I just thought soft comes first. We've got why does Mum look like the screen is in black and white and you look like you're in 4K? She's using my computer, so I mean I can't. It's technology, unfortunately. No, that's my old computer, and this is my new tablet. So yes, I mean, hey guys, you can always donate to PayPal at the Lucy Fool. Send me loads of fucking money, and I'll buy a new laptop to improve Mum's graphics. There we go. We fall back this weekend, currently 3 p.m. I meant to do this. I meant to bring up my live on this side, make sure I don't miss any comments. Marvelous. We fall back this weekend, currently 3 p.m. So the Americans fall back next weekend, Mum. I think the Australians have already gone back. You think the Americans would be like, yeah, I know we
went back at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. I mean, yeah, I know there was the whole.
We went back at 2 o'clock on Saturday night morning.
Yes, because I had no idea what was going to happen because I was in a country I wasn't quite sure of. so I just knew that my work phone is really fancy and will tell me whatever the time is. Oh, my night heater is still on. That's fine. I'll warm up very quickly. So with the Lucy update, I know I've been banging on about it, and I won't do it next week. But this is the season where I tell people you need to keep your pumpkins off the floor, because hedgehogs and hoglets at this time of year are looking for any food to bulk up before the winter, and therefore they go and have a lovely chew on all the pumpkins. I know Jess is going to message, I just want a hedgehog. But they don't know that it's bad for them, and it makes them feel very unhappy, and they lose weight and they could possibly die. And seeing as the pumpkin is a celebration device, we shouldn't be using a celebration device to kill cute animals. So keep it off the ground. If you're unsure, especially if you're from Devon, I know that all the councils have put out, you can smash it up and put it in your food caddy.
Right. In the paper, it said, please don't take them to woodland areas and just throw them out, because again, it can kill hedgehogs. It can upset a lot of other animals' tummies. Plus, when it rots down on the floor, it messes with the mushroom cultures.
Oh, didn't know that.
So therefore, the mushrooms don't grow properly, and they are what some animals forage on.
There we go.
Just a little bit of knowledge there.
Elevate it for the birds, or smash it up and put it in your food caddy. But don't leave it on the ground, and don't just fly tip it. I mean, I know there are some farms that want it for the pigs and for the horses and stuff. There are other people that will take them. We have been on daylight savings for a few weeks now. That's from Australia. And then Mrs. Reed, good evening, lovelies. Good evening, my love. Nice to see you here. So yes, so that's the last pontification you will receive, and for about 49 weeks, and then I'm back on it. Did you have to count 52 and minus 3?
I'm just holding steady.
Right, in case
I've got a visitor.
Yes, so although it looks like we're in natural TV studio,
there she goes.
I'm in my cab, and you're balanced on a little stool, so to get the appropriate, I mean, ideally the camera angle could be better for my chin, and I know that the lighting does sort of pick up my I didn't have the makeup artist take away my shine just before, and yes, a mum, she's got the computer balanced beautifully on the ironing board, which Kitty sees as a springboard. So if all of a sudden the TV, the image starts shaking, it just means that the count.
Yeah.
Go.
That was Olivia.
Oh.
That was Olivia.
Big changes in the household. We've got Tom James. Learn something new every day. That's why we're here. This is not just a light-hearted comedy program. It's also information. Information for hedgehog
educational.
Educational. There we go. All those degrees I've got didn't go to the waste. So yes, we just tick that off. Hedgehogs is done for 2022. Tune back in 2023. Beginning of October, gotta be the same stuff. So I was in Sweden last week, and I love being in Sweden because they all look like me. Hello. And I was in a service station. Shock horror. And I was just minding my own business, and I was having a little hot dog for breakfast, just very quiet. And a gentleman came up to me and spoke full force Swedish at me, and I just had to look at him and go. And I don't know why I go really, really sort of strangers on a train. Not strangers on a train. Sorry, brief encounter. I will. I'm so sorry. I don't speak English. I don't know why, but when someone speaks a foreign language, I'm terribly sorry, I don't speak Swedish. And then he instantly turned to English, because everyone over here is so much better at it than us. And he just went, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Is that your Tesla outside?" So first of all, he thought I was Swedish. Second of all, he thought I owned a Tesla. At that time in the morning, I was not looking that sharp, but obviously, I've still got it. Still got it.
How sharp do you have to look?
I don't know. I'm just thinking, rich. Rich with a penchant for child labour, you know?
Oh my
How
God.
else?
Lucy. Yeah. Was it a white Tesla?
I don't know. I don't know if it
Was it
was
a
a white.
white Tesla?
I don't know. I don't know. I would have kicked off at that point. But he just wanted to tell me that the Tesla was plugged
Yeah.
into a charger that didn't work. And I said, oh, well.
Let's see how
Somewhere,
far they get.
yeah, somewhere out there is a Swedish person that's broken down 5 minutes down the road. But then, whilst I was in Sweden, I went to an elk park, or a moose house, as I think it should be called. And
Ooh.
and it's because they got massive horns and big noses. And I walked in and I went, please, can I see the elks? And he just went, I am so sorry, we shut yesterday. I said, oh. And he said, but there was a mum cow and her calf just around the corner if you want to go have a look. I was like, Chief, ready. Ran in. And I took a picture so that the camera was through the chain fence, and I put it to the family WhatsApp immediately. And my mother's first question was, is there no fence? My mum thought that I would have gone up to a mother and child and gotten so close to have taken a picture with no fence, because mum animals are so friendly when they're with their babies in the wild. Honestly, yeah, I was there, you know. Apple, anyone want one? I got a new moosey mummy and a new moose baby, and they didn't barge me over at all. And then, because I only mum, I
Wow.
know the cats are doing something, because you're not with me. What are the cats doing?
I am with you. I am with you.
But what are the cats
And I
doing? Because
heard
you're
every
doing this.
word.
What are the cats doing? It's like talking to Stevie Wonder.
Well, Willow had her head up in the lampshade of the table lamp.
Oh.
All I could see was the silhouette of her ears. You know, at the moment, they are quite active.
I think their Mercuries are in retrograde.
There's something.
Jess has put, my brother lives in Alaska. There was a moose on the playground at the kids' school. Well, as a driver, we're always told if you hit a moose, don't approach. Do not go towards the angry, injured moose, as you will not walk away from the situation. So I'm driving along from the moose house, and I'm on the phone to my mate, and I'm really happy. I'm like, oh, moose this, moose that. And right next to the chain link fence that saves the dual carriageway from the trees, because they got moose fences all along the roads, 2 calves, both nuzzling the thin branches of a tree, just getting a quick feed in before they go off for the day. So yes, I saw 2 moose in the moose house and 2 moose in the wild.
Wow. Excellent. That's
Very
brilliant.
happy. Yes.
And are the calves very big?
About the size of a large donkey.
Are the calves? Wow.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah. It's the mothers are huge. But then their legs are really, really
twice
thin.
the size of reindeer.
Yeah, clearly. And their legs,
they're about.
Sorry, man, we're having a bit of delay issue.
I said so. They're about twice. Yeah, so they're about the size of a reindeer.
Yeah,
the calves, and
then that's
big.
Sorry, I just got to turn my heating off there. I'm dying slightly because I'm wearing a cardigan as well. But yes, it was amazing to see them, and my proudest moment of the day was that I didn't go into the tat shop and buy every single thing they owned. I mean, I didn't see a single ashtray, which annoyed me, because I just thought that'd be the most garish thing. Not one made of reindeer, but just an ashtray with with an ashtray with a moose symbol on it. I would have been tempted. I got to be honest, I'm that tacky. But they were there, and right next to it was, as Jamie would call it, a hunting and killing shop. And I went in there, and they had the most amazing fingerless gloves with mittens that come over, and they didn't do them in little sizes. They only had them in big sizes. So
Oh
I
no.
I asked the man, "Do you do these in small?" He said no. Oh, they were proper gloves, mum. They were right
So
proper
they
gloves.
don't take children hunting.
Well, you see, now this was my argument, because the reason why I can buy steel toe cap boots for work is because in the UK we have young farmers, which is another way of saying child labour. But we may put our kids to work on the farms at a young age, but we make sure that they have the correct safety gear. So I thought, well, hunting and shooting, they're obviously going to take their kids with them, but what? They don't get to be warm? Typical.
Well, that's the way it goes.
Yeah, and then yes, and then to end the Lucy update was the most amazing feeling. I was in Dover, and I was trying to get, I was hoping to get on the ferry that I enjoy going on. And as I was just approaching, I looked at a piece of paper, and I saw that it was 17:35 for the sailing, and it was 17:10 when I approached the ticket booth. And I said to the guy, I said, I bet I've missed the boarding for the 17:35, because the next one is 19:10. And he went, "Nope, still loading. Here's your ticket." Straight on, didn't stop. Woo, last one on.
Wow.
Never happens.
Well,
Never
that's
ever
good.
happens. So that's the Lucy update. Mooses, Teslas, no gloves. Hedgehogs. There you go. Too long didn't read. Oh, not Curious Chicken. There you go. What's happened with the Christine update, mum?
Wow. Not a great deal. It's been fun at work because we've got new machines in, which the customers can use, but the staff find it very difficult because instead of just pressing one button now, we have to press a million, and it's sort of, do you mind waiting a second? Because they're a bit complicated at the moment, but we'll get used to it. And last week, it was very, very, very windy. So I thought I'd nip up to town and put my washing out at the same time. So pegged the duvet cover very nicely on the line, turned around to get something else, and something flew over my head. The duvet cover flew straight off the line and landed in next door's garden. So I had to go round and, do you mind if I get my duvet cover?
Excuse me, sir.
Oh
Can we get our duvet back?
I know. I just thought, oh my God, if it had been the sheet as opposed to the duvet cover, it would have probably gone about 10 gardens down.
Was it clean? Did you have to rewash it?
No, it was fine because it landed on what she had, something that had a cover on it.
I think
So I checked it.
I think it's Storm Claudio that we're currently experiencing.
Right. And then I think it was, I don't think I mentioned it last week. Correct me if I did, but I think it was, oh no, it was the week before when we had all that thunder and lightning. But we had a couple of rumbles this afternoon, but just one bit of lightning. But I wasn't quite sure if it was or if it wasn't. I thought, oh, perhaps my phone's just lit itself up, but I heard some rumblings, so that wasn't too bad. So today, because I thought, well, I've got stuff to do, I keep putting it off. I'll get it all done today. So I went to buy some grass for the cats to eat. Because the last one I made, I set out, Kitty, it's just up a little bit, just a teeny tad. And she's been biting it and pulling it out by the roots. So it was everywhere on the unit this morning. So I stuffed it back in. So I went and bought a couple of packets of that. It's handy to have. And what else did I get? Oh,
You know, if you
then
get
I
if
went to
if you buy
another
too much,
place.
if you buy too much grass, they will have you down as intent to sell.
I know. I could be selling turf here. Only when it grows, it's like that. So I bought a little basket. There you are. Let me see
Yeah,
this way.
yeah, I can see
There
it.
you are. New toy box. Now, considering Kitty gets in boxy, all right, she couldn't fit in the basket. And boxy's smaller.
Boxy's smaller.
But so she just, yeah, boxy is smaller than that.
She's contrary.
Boxy's
She's a
a lot
contrary
smaller
animal.
than that.
Yeah.
So she just stood in it, front paws in, back paws out, and gave it a scratch. But I will put their toys in there. I have a visit. Willow's come to play.
You know, you mentioned, you mentioned lightning. It nearly made it in the village update.
Yeah.
The school was evacuated during a lightning storm because of possible fire. But I just thought, but there wasn't a fire. So it was just, it's lightning. Get the kids out of that school now.
So then I made an executive decision all on my own. And I thought, well, I'm out in the car. I might as well go to Dunelm. I went. I was on my own. I had no other grown-ups with me.
Just to let you know, viewers, if my mother goes near Dunelm, it's about 300 quid's worth of damage to the bank balance by the time you can pour her out of it.
But when I got in there, I thought to myself, we have a fire, no need for that.
Okay.
We don't need any Christmas trimmings.
No.
Didn't have to spend any money on that. I only went looking for one thing, which they didn't have, which was the little step. Well, they had little steps, but I wanted the next one up.
Yeah.
What else did I buy? Well, I bought a small jug, measuring jug. So I've been looking for one of those. So I got one. And they had some Brabantia bin bags in the size that we use. I thought, well, I'll just take one because I wasn't quite sure how many I've got. And a drinks bottle for me to take to work. I think that was it. Yeah. So I went to B&Q just to see if they had the step. I asked, and the girl said, yes, we do. So it was the last aisle. went down there, and unfortunately, it was the same one that was in Dunelm, the smaller one. So,
Yeah.
but I was out and about, and I was really pleased because I made a concerted effort not to buy anything that was impractical, and I gave myself a time limit. And I did. I gave myself a time limit that I could only be in the store for half an hour. And I was in and out, back in the car, back home.
I did that the
But
other day
I
when I went
did go
into
to,
Dunelm. I went in like that. I went in that. I got 2 items to look for. Right, out, out. Mrs. Reed said, "You don't tell Dunelm what you need. Dunelm tells you."
yeah. And I went to Pets at Home, and I bought cat food, cat litter, and biscuits. And I thought, well, I'll get a load. And then when I drove home, I thought, oh, who's going to unload this? Me.
What goes in must come out.
Yeah. Because, the boy very kindly loaded the car. So and pushed the trolley to the car. So I didn't have,
Got
so
to
I
the house.
thought, well, that's great. Oh, and, yeah. And also, when I bought the basket, I bought some lagging so that I can finish off making my life easier by putting lagging. I've got 2 different sizes, one for under the cupboard, the sideboard, and one for under the sofa, or not one, a few, because every night I have cats looking at me so sad. Our toy is under the sofa. Can you get it? So it's a torch and something to get the toy out. I thought, if I block it in with lagging, because it's just wide enough, make my life easier, because they can just get their paws in for an inch or two, and that'd be it. And then last night, I had a very, very clingy kitten. She hasn't bothered sitting on my lap for ages. Last night, she wanted to sit on my lap while I was watching the TV. I wanted to send you a picture of her doing it, but the phone was just out of reach. And I thought, if I move, she'll jump off.
Oh, yeah.
So I left it. And then when I went to bed, she was in the beehive, not a proper beehive. And then I heard her get on the bed, and then it was, meow at me. So I lifted the quilt for her to get in, and then she would not stop purring. For an hour, that cat purred, and her face was here. So not only was she licking my hand and, doing that nuzzle thing that she does, and then it was just constant purring. And I thought, one of us is going to fall asleep pretty damn quick. But she didn't. And then she got a bit hot. So she thought, I know what's a good idea, because my mother never gets hot in bed. I'll sit on her head. So she sat on my head, and I thought, what? And her tail, which is that wide, was draped around my neck. I thought, my God, the cats are going to kill me with suffocation.
We're going to have to get you one of them buttons.
So, yes. Yeah, I know. It'd be no point you ain't being attached to it. You're like 10 hours away from me. So I did think that the other night, and I thought, just take an hour and a half for Noel. He'll have to be on his way. And then, but yes, it was just interesting last night. I don't know if I'll have the same again tonight, but I thought, either this cat sleeps or I put it out the bed. But I didn't want to do that to upset her. So
That'll never
I let
happen,
her
viewers.
purr, and
Just let you know,
then,
that'll never happen.
yeah. So then she eventually fell asleep. But it was God almighty.
Had a
Half
message
past 2 till 4 o'clock, I can tell you.
We had a message in from Tom. I didn't realise who Tom was. Tom's the Fit Fitter. So Tom, did you get your fridge to work in the van? Yes, I did. Thank you very much for your help. I'm sorry for wasting so much of your time. Yes. Oh, Mum, it sounds harrowing. I had a terrible dream last night. About me having to protect my grandmother all night. I woke up like that. I was going to ready to fight someone. Yes, dreams so vivid. Right, we have now hit 9:30. And it is time for
8
the village.
for us.
Oh, sorry. Yes, of course, I'm in foreign lands. Past the hour of 8. And it's the village update. Now, I haven't got a lot for the village update, but all I can just say is this is what I do routinely to try and keep the house prices down in Devon. So for those of you that think it's all buttercups and honesty tables, it isn't, unfortunately. So we start off with a lady who was quite concerned by the fact that when she was in the house, some young scallywags nicked her doorstep, her doormat from inside her porch. A rainbow doormat, the most inoffensive doormat you can ever meet. And these little scroats went in. So she just put a little thing saying, "Can anyone tell me if you see it chucked in a hedge or set on fire in the park?" That's what we've come to, people. That's what we've come to. A doormat that was bought to support the NHS has now been nicked by some young chavs. So please don't move to Devon. Leave our house prices alone. Next order of the agenda. People are getting parking tickets for going to shop in Morrison's. Because what's happening is you drive in, say in the morning, get some milk and a newspaper, and then later on you think, well, bugger it, I'll go and get some extra veg for my tea. It clocks you going in, but it doesn't clock you going out until your second one. So people are getting parking tickets because they've been in, out. And it's making it seem like it's been there for the whole time. So one guy was able to say, I've got the receipts. This was the morning shop. And that was, the afternoon, popped in twice. One guy, unfortunately, popped in and bought stuff on card in the morning, but in the afternoon just went in and bought something with cash. And they're trying to boycott Morrison's. But I know that there's a couple of supermarkets that do that. They'll catch you on the way in of the first one, and they only catch you on the way out of the second one. And then they're doing that ANPC camera doodah checkity thing, where you just get a private parking charge. But yeah, hey, shop local, but not your supermarket. Shop on the high street where the traffic wardens can get you. This was because everyone wants accommodation in the southwest. So this is an advert for a room, and it reads just one room, and it reads as following, with bullet points, ladies and gentlemen. No couples, must be able to prove employment, single females only, alcohol and drug usage on the property not allowed, no visitors, $130 a week, all inclusive.
Wow.
Doesn't that sound fun? Sounds lovely, doesn't it?
Delightful.
Yeah.
So they're looking for somebody who does nothing, only goes to work, and has no friends.
No.
No social life whatsoever.
No, that's not allowed. I checked the tenancy rules. No. I felt like saying I meet all of these requirements, but I have 3 cats. Forgot to mention pets. But on the other side, there was a lovely advert where it goes, "My mum has finally bitten the bullet and is separated from her long-term partner Needs to rent out the spare room in order to make rent. Ideally, female-only employed people. Now, that's a different way of approaching it.
Yes, it is.
I thought, yeah, it was almost sort of like hotel quarantine rules.
Wow.
Yeah. Now there was a brilliant thing. Now on one of the seaside towns, the ones that can start a fight in a paper bag.
Right.
There was a celebrity who apparently
Wow.
DJs at one of the venues, and so it's a man and a woman with the celebrity in the middle doing the whole, face, and it was lovely. But the thing was, no one knew who he was. They didn't put it in the comment. They went, "Oh, look who we met," and everyone went, "Who's that?" And someone said, "Is that the guy off Gogglebox?" And then cue 12 comments that all go, "Isn't that the guy that cheated on Denise Van Outen?"
I
Her
wouldn't
last
know.
partner. Yeah, her last partner. She used to do Celebrity Gogglebox with her partner, and then he decided to cheat on her, and now they're not together. So yes, it was sort of like I think for a no-name celebrity picture, you might need to raise the bar just a little bit. I mean, he was delighted to have the picture taken. You can see it on his face. Right. Another reason not to move to Devon, please. Keep the house prices down. We're not friendly. We're not inclusive. We don't want you here. Could the bearded gentleman in the white t-shirt and the white van give me back the sink you took off my drive, brackets stole, or pay £25? We have you on CCTV.
Wow.
Loads of people defended it and said, well, scrap men do drive around looking for metal. And he went, yeah, you put that outside your gate, not on your land.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then not that funny, but there was a lovely candlelight vigil remembrance service for the Devon witches that were in the Devon witch trials at Halloween, which I thought was absolutely lovely, up in North Devon. And if anybody wants to know more about that, if you listen to the Witches of Scotland podcast, it covers all of the UK. Just so I'd let you know. I just saw it on the local forum and I thought, I have to mention that. And then beautiful post on one of the local forums. Is it me or is it getting darker now?
It's very dark. It's not just darker, it's extremely dark.
And I'm going to end the village update on our newspaper headline from today. Standstill traffic on the M5 this morning was caused by goats.
Goats.
We salute you, Devon. Junction 27 to 28 completely stopped.
Who's got goats around there?
I don't know, but if you go further up past Bridgewater, they've got alpacas.
Well, I know everybody's got alpacas.
Yeah, I don't know whether I know it was 28, but I don't know if it was down to 29 or 27. But yeah, standstill traffic both ways due to goats.
Well,
I love Devon. Come on, comments. Oh, look at that pun coming in. You are kidding me.
Oh.
Well done, Noel. Birthdays, a few less birthdays this week due to the fact it hasn't been 16 weeks since I did the show. So, Jess from the White Rabbit, happy birthday, darling. Comedian from Wales, Stefan Edwards. Geordie, legend from the festivals, Michaela Johnson. Howellian, Juliet Kavanagh, Nee Salter. Then we've got the amazing Jack Knott from the Beautiful Days family. Alistair from the Poddies, happy birthday. Andrea Wood from the festivals, and my wonderful friend Vina, happy birthday, everybody. Happy birthday. Yeah. So moving on to TV and radio. I have been listening to the Poddy, I should use the full name, Jason PJ. And I also listen to a lot of audiobooks, and I get through about 3-4 a week. So that's James Patterson, Women's Murder Club, and MC Beaton. I've just done Hamish Macbeth this week. But I always listen to something from the BBC Sounds app every night to get myself to sleep. And the murder to sleep to this week is still Truman and Ridley, because there's 3 seasons of it. So it really is just an amazing. I don't. Oh, there we go. Cheers, Al. I don't usually like Two Handers, which is based on Just Men, but it's the guy out of Dinner Ladies and the guy out of The Royal. So they're lovely voices. Do you know what I'm about?
Yeah.
The one, didn't he marry his wife? Didn't the Doctor marry the matron in real life?
I don't know.
So. But yes, so that's radio. And also, I know we haven't spoken about it for a while, but The Archers. Oh, there we go. That's my review for The Archers. So moving on to TV. Did you watch the program I asked you to watch?
Yes, so, I did.
Everybody, if you have got access to the BBC iPlayer, I understand for Jess and Alistair, Lars will probably be on in a minute, but please, it is called J Blades Learning to Read at 51. Oh,
brilliant.
What did you think, Mum?
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The thing that got me was that everything he did, he got people to read stuff for him.
Yeah.
If he had to do an application for work or something. But the thing that was the biggest thing was him applying to Buckingham University.
Yeah.
And getting accepted and gaining a degree and doing extremely well at essays because he couldn't read and write. He listened to all the lectures, came on audio things, and then he had the availability of computers that he could speak to, and they would do the essay, dictate to. And his lecturer said he loved his essays, and he knew that he wasn't a great academic because he wrote how he spoke.
Yeah.
But he still achieved, and he still couldn't read and write. And I just thought that the effort and to acknowledge and publicly acknowledge the fact that he couldn't do this and he was learning to read at 51, I thought was such a tribute to stamina, just everything. He's just a lovely guy.
Yeah. What really grabbed me was the dignity in which he carried himself. People with no or poor literacy skills are so amazing at lying, adapting, repeating, copying, getting away with not revealing that they've got poor literacy skills. And for people to have worked with him for years and not to, what do you mean you can't read or write? I can't read or write. But you did, you did this, that, and the other. No, I just copied what you said. Or I got them to say it out loud to me, or I pretended I didn't have my glasses with me, or this, that, and the other. It's just fascinating how hard they work at getting away with it. But when he got the word CUT, when he couldn't work out what it was, C something T, and he finally got it, and he said cut. Oh, my heart was in my throat. It was amazing. I'm probably going to share it all over my socials and as well. Just if you know, in fact, the more people that share the program, the more chance somebody, we probably know. I know that I have known 2 people with poor literacy and one that person that had to teach themselves to read in my lifetime. And you text them and then you think, fuck, I just sent them a text. But then they text back because obviously they've got partners and friends that are, you know, carrying on their normal life for them. If it encourages somebody else to take this reading course on, it looked hard, but it didn't look impossible.
But also, it pointed out, but other than the fact that one teacher in a class of 30 or 40 kids hasn't the time, but normally the child that's doing the disruption is possibly disrupting because they don't have the grasp of communication and being able to read and write. So if they can't do it, nobody does it.
That's exactly what happened when I was a teacher. If they couldn't do it, nobody could do it. And I remember I was in one school, and in fact, it was in the village where the doormat got nicked, and we were doing Shakespeare, The Tempest, GCSE English. I was a supply teacher, and I could see that one kid didn't look like they were grasping it. When I asked them, it's because they couldn't speak any English. So I wondered why they were in my GCSE English lesson, and it's because the foreign English teacher wasn't in on only 2 days a week. So for the rest of their weeks, they just sit. They just sit in a class and just find a Zen meditation place and then just phase out. It's impossible. Yes, class sizes are too big. That's enough of that. I have been really into, I have been since the last couple of weeks. Some of you may or may not be familiar with the Hallmark channel, which is, it's just sugary syrup in TV format. And they have TV movies called The Good Witch, which is just really gentle about a woman who, is she a witch? Is she not a witch? Nice things happen. She can recommend a tea to stop your headache, which has a TV series, and I downloaded them. And recently, I've just been watching one after another, and it's so comforting. And I suppose I know that when I get to the end of Good Witch, it's because it's going to be the Hallmark holiday season, and it's going to be nothing but cheesy movies. And for a woman that does not believe in romance, I love a Christmas rom-com. I love it. I just saw a wonderful post the other day that said, please, everyone take a minute to think of all the men in suits in the cities that are going to be dumped for the guy in flannel shirts in the countryside during the upcoming TV season. Yeah. And also, I've started on Netflix The School for Good and Evil. I only got halfway through because I was busy, and I did it. So it's you go to it, and it decides when you enter whether you're good or evil. So then you go to that side of the school or that side of the school, and that's it. Then you can't. And it's about what are they called? Fairy tales. I don't know. I wanted more from it, but it's got a really stellar cast. So I don't know. I might give it another go when I'm not in a grump. Alice saying class sizes used to be the same here. Now it's all different. Oh, that's good. And Jess has gone, bring on the lumberjacks. Yes. They understand that woman better than their fiance that doesn't buy them anything other than presents, no time, no love. Yes. So, Mum, over to you. What Scandinavian devastation can we expect?
Well, I've been to Norway.
Right.
And it was called Arctic Circle.
Okay.
And someone has been infected with a really serious virus, and they're going to find out who they are. But I'm saying obviously, I'm assuming it was filmed in the winter. And where they were filming, it was nothing but thick white snow. They don't use vehicles, they use
skidoos.
Snow, yeah, those snow buggy things.
Yeah.
But it was really good. I enjoyed it. The sheer fact that you were looking at so much snow was really cheery because you felt Christmas is coming.
They've got to kill a disease, but bring on the jingle bells.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. So it must have been top of Norway. I don't know where Lapland is, but it was somewhere around there. Okay. It was all around there. And then after I finished that one, I watched another Danish. It wasn't crime. It was called Witch Hunt.
Oh.
And it was about a whistleblower who was office manager for a big law company that
Right.
had billionaire clients and stuff like that. And she found in-house fraud and was ousted out of her job and took the whole point of going to find out why and bring it all to light. And that was good because it ended up that she won her case
Right.
in court and they all looked bad, but it just showed how these people think that they're a lawyer, they're earning pots of money, they're above the law. And it just said, doesn't matter, if you're caught, you're caught. And that was that. So that was enjoyable. And then I thought, well, I'd looked through and I thought, I can't see anything that just jumps out at me and takes my fancy. So I'll have a look on the BBC. And I saw Bloodlands. And I thought,
Bloodlands or Bloodlines?
Bloodlands.
Okay.
Lands.
Okay.
And I'd seen season 1. And when I pressed on it, it came up as season 1. And I thought, oh, I don't want that. So then I pressed categories and drama, and it came up season 2 on that. So
Okay.
I haven't finished it yet, but it's James Nesbitt. He was nasty in season 1.
I was going to say, is he a grumpy policeman, a grumpy detective, or a grumpy killer?
Everything. Everything involved. From what I can gather, he must have been high up in the IRA as well as being a policeman. But he's trying to pin on his boss that the boss is who he is. He did it all the time last time. And in this series, Victoria Smurfit.
Now, oh, I know that name. Did she used to be a nurse?
No. There was a program many, many, many moons ago in Ireland. I think she had some like a guest house, and there was a young priest in the area, and I can't remember the actor's name.
Oh,
but you'd know it.
Tall guy.
Yes. Yes. He's been in lots of stuff.
Isn't her dad famous? Dead but famous.
Who?
Victoria Smurfit.
She's an heiress, darling, to Smurfit Transport.
Yes, I know her.
Yeah. So, didn't he have some dealings with
Ballykiss Angel?
Of course, yes. And didn't her dad have something to do with Eddie Stobart on the Irish side of stuff?
I don't know. I know they got taken. Well, I got lots of fun facts about Eddie Stobart, but the reason why I thought her dad was famous is because in Ballykiss Angel, she ran the pub, and the woman who ran the pub before her dad was famous.
So, oh my God, is he despicable? He is so despicable in this one. He is worse than despicable. And and she is equally as nasty and conniving. But oh my God, what a good watch! I have to say, because he's so bad, it's good. It really is good. So I don't know what I'll watch after that. I think there are a few that have been sort of consecutive nights, and I usually try and catch those all in one hit.
Yeah.
So I'll just see what's around and about. But at the moment, I'm enjoying Bloodlands. He
Nice.
is really, really nasty piece of work. But so if anybody hasn't watched it, watch season 1, then watch season 2, because it's
because that's the way
really
it's
good.
supposed to be.
I know, but it's I thought, oh, sometimes, you know, James Nesbitt can be a bit
Well,
but no, he's really good.
what's that show about the divorce that I watched? I watched season 2, season 1, season 3.
Yeah.
With Anna.
Yeah.
Nicholas, with Nicola.
Yeah.
The break, the divorce, the fail.
No.
But yes, the split.
The split.
Split.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. So hey, we went on I've been on a European journey with you just by watching TV there. That wraps up our show.
Really? Gosh.
Uh-huh. We're quite good at this. It doesn't matter if I plan 7 pages of writing or 2 pages of writing, something goes on for too long or something doesn't go on long enough. And we always end up bob on the hour. So as always, boys and girls, I just want to say a big thank you, which goes out to Elizabeth Mervyn, to Chris and Peter, and all I love to Ray, and of course to Mary. Big love to my girls, to Amanda, to Lizzie, and to Leona, and of course all of the poddies, especially Mrs. Reed and Mavanwi when you watch this eventually, because I will get a text message in about a couple of hours when she catches up. So big hello to all the poddies, and a big thank you to Noel and everybody that got in touch on the chat tonight, because as per, the show isn't the show without people chiming in and giving me their opinions.
Yeah.
And a big thank you to you, Mum, as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, darling. Oh, thank you for letting me be on.
I enjoy. I preach on about consent so much. Doesn't mean I get it. But please, please, please take care of yourself. Stay away from the Arctic Circle. Apparently, there's a killer virus going there. But yeah, love you lots, everybody. And always, oh, come on, comments. Big love from Noel. Bye from
Love you,
Alistair.
darling.
And of course, as always, I like to say bye from Ray as well. The 3rd member of the show that will always be important. So please, please, please take care of yourself. See you next Tuesday, UK time, 8 p.m.
And I'll see you next week. But we do love having you here. So please, please tune in.
For show 3 and 4.
Wow.
Then soon I might be doing a show near you.
Wow. Who knows?
Who knows?
It'd be great if you were.
Oh, big love from Jess as well. Love you, Jess. Bye, everybody.
Bye.